Welcome to the Cocktails and Bullshit podcast. This is Brian. I'm Brandon. What are we drinking today?
Drinking a blood orange old fashioned.
Ooh,
with Evil 100.
That is stout.
It's not bad. So why don't we start by introducing ourselves? So this is our.
Why don't you start by talking to the microphone?
Mike, see, I'm learning. Second and a half episode almost.
Yeah, let's call it the first real one. There were a couple trials.
All right, so
we're just going to go through some of the crazy things that Brian sends me on the regular. He scours social media constantly, and
I don't scour social media. I get sent stuff too, and if I'm interested in it, I'll forward it on to a friend. It's the whole point of social media. I just share stuff.
Yeah, he's a good sharer. I'm on the more skeptic side. Brian likes to believe a lot.
He's just on the fence, and you'll never get a straight answer out of him. First of all, I've also known Brandon for years. We've worked together. We've been business partners. We've been clients of each other's. We've known each other for a long time. Been good friends for a long time. This is Brandon's idea to do this because he has all this equipment because of his business that he's in. So here we are.
Yep. All right. So drink some cocktails. We're going to scroll through some of the things that Brian sends me and talk about them a little bit. He's going to catch me up on some of the world of TikTok.
It's not just TikTok. And also, I am not saying that everything I send is true. I'm just saying it raises a question. I would like a proper answer sometimes. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we're going to start with something that's not super controversial.
No, this is actually a feel good. And I wanted to start with this because it's just blowing up all over. One of our clients, so my company, I'm a manager for MMA fighters, and I manage a lot of fighters in the industry. But one of our clients, Keith Lee, who is a former Bellator fighter, decided to start a TikTok over COVID when COVID started, and he has absolutely exploded in the last, I would say. I mean, he's been growing steadily for 2 years, and I could tell he had a knack for a camera presence and all that stuff. But over the last 3 months, I would say he's gone from hundreds of thousands of followers to 8.6 million followers.
Yeah, it's happening quickly.
And it happened because of a food critique he did at a local restaurant in Vegas that the business was hurting, and he got an email from an employee. Anyway, so enough of that. This pretty much explains it. Here, I'm going to play it now.
Since the frankincense news, and since it got on the news, I literally been trying to call and just tell Frank thank you, and I appreciate him. I haven't been able to get to him through the phone.
So this frankincense is the restaurant that he went to and tried some pizza and wings and stuff like that. He put out a food critique. The next day, within 24 hours, the place went from 1,200 followers on Instagram to like 76,000. I've never seen, we have a lot of athletes in our company, and a lot of them have millions of followers, but I've never seen an influence that quick and impactful in such a short period of time by anybody in the whole 15 years I've been doing this. So I don't know about you, but anyways, this is the follow-up the day after he did the food critique, and he's going back.
Well, the other thing too is he's not getting paid. This is just, he just does this in Vegas.
He told them that if the food sucks, I'm going to say it.
Right.
You're not paying me.
So it's genuine.
Yeah, it's not an endorsement. It's a actual critique. So this is the day after he did the critique, and he's been trying to call the owner of the restaurant. And the owner of the restaurant has not been answering the phone. Here we go. Continue.
I see why. I just pulled up. I see why. The door is all the way up here. The line goes all the way back there.
I'm not doing slice. I'm not doing Uber Eats because you guys are more important. Frank.
Frank! Bro, what? I just wanted to come say hi. That's literally all I came for. This is crazy. Come on out here. Let's take some pictures. Wow.
I saw something, the line was like 3 hours long.
Somebody saw this man on TikTok.
Damn. Since the frankincense news.
Yeah, so that's, the good side of social media when, somebody who is not doing it for their own ends. He was just trying to help the dude out.
No,
and
he's been getting tons of offers. So over the last 3-4 days since this has come out, he's gone. I think when he started, he hit a couple million followers, and then now he's literally getting almost 1 million followers a day since this came out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
and it's all just around food.
it's all around food, but he's been putting out content for years. It's all family oriented,
Right.
wholesome stuff. He doesn't put out any weird dancing TikTok stuff.
So you don't have to be naked on TikTok.
He doesn't have to be naked,
Yeah.
no.
Well, that's good.
No, but it's really cool. It's been on national news. I'm getting DMs from people. I got a DM today from a friend I went to high school with, and she's like, "Oh my God, look at this!" And I was like, "Yeah, that's our client." She's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" She had no idea that he was even a fighter. Like 90%, 95% of his fan base, of the 8 million people following him, none of them really know he's an actual MMA fighter, and he's a good fighter too. So, anyways.
And he fights in Bellator?
He did fight in Bellator. Now we're looking at offers from actually several promotions. A lot of people all of a sudden want him back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, and he's also doing stuff for Chipotle now, NASCAR. Chipotle's going to name one of his food hacks on the menu after him. It's insane. Anyways, okay.
That's a good story. See, like this is one of the good ones you send me.
This is one of the good ones. But it's also close to home. I don't know why I sent you this one. How much does your dog love food? Oh, the anxiety. It's like Rocky when you come knocking on the door.
Yeah.
He just wants to kill you.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's cute.
Just
But
what I'm saying is something's caught on camera here, and I just would like to know what it is. My guess is in Florida. I'm going to say it's an alligator, but it doesn't look like an alligator.
so it could be a Loch Ness.
That's what they're trying to say by the little graphic on the bottom. I don't think it is.
Got it.
but
Let's
look
see
at
Loch
this.
Ness. Let's see the old Nessie.
Look at that.
Is that an alligator? Or is that one of the sturgeon?
Well, I don't think
Sturgeon
I don't think
fishes.
it would be a sturgeon, but this is in Florida, off the Florida coast, by
saw
a
the
boat
tail,
captain.
right?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks not like something you'd see every day there, and it's long.
No ideas? Are we going with the Loch Ness?
I mean, sure, but it like Loch Ness, like Nessie wants to do the thing in that graphic, like up and over, like moving like a dinosaur. That looks like a big eel.
Look at
Look
that.
at the tail. Right.
Yeah, and I mean,
There.
yeah, it's
What
like a
was it?
flippery tail for sure.
Anyways, moving on.
I don't think that's that
I think it's an
controversial.
alligator.
I think it's
99 proceeded. 3,
now this
Ah,
is
now here.
okay.
1.
So, let's just preface this that I am not a moon conspiracy guy.
Do you believe we went to the moon?
I think we did. I hope we did.
Okay,
But people put out some pretty questionable stuff, and I want to know
But
what.
questionable, like it was faked to win the
Yes.
Cold War or the
I
space
don't know
race?
what the reason would be to fake
Okay.
it, but I'm saying back here, cameras.
Yeah,
So this is supposedly the lunar module or whatever taking off from the moon and leaving the moon, and no one's gone back ever since.
right.
So who filmed this? They didn't have the technology to have remote control cameras operating from the moon back to Earth or whatever back then. Everything was pretty manual. So like the obvious simple question is, watch this.
Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good.
That camera is
X
tracking
dot.
that object.
Yes,
How did that happen?
but
Over.
but we're looking at
Okay,
it through
yeah, that's
our lens now of like a
99,
camera
proceeded,
actually being able to
3,
track an object in
2,
space.
1.
It could also just be
Ignition.
a
Right away,
motorized
Houston.
tripod
Vector
head
good.
that is going to tilt
X
on a
dot.
certain.
They had that back then?
Yeah, that's just a gear. That's not that hard.
Victor.
It could have totally gone out of frame and it
Okay,
would have
yeah,
missed
good
it.
thrust.
But I also think in the
99,
beginning there's a little bit of
proceeded,
manipulation with the
3,
zoom, like digitally. Watch it again. Watch it again.
1. Ignition.
Right there. That seems like that was.
That seemed like a little popper that you pulled the string on.
But I don't think that was in the original video.
I think it
I
was.
think that was for TikTok.
But either way, how is the camera tracking this thing?
I don't think
know
that's.
if they have.
I don't think that's a reason to say that we didn't go to the
Well,
moon.
not just that, but also the fact that they're saying we haven't gone back because we lost the technology. Oh boy. This is what the rumor is that we haven't gone
But
back because the government lost the technology. And if they lost the technology, and my iPhone has more power than the entire NASA organization did
Mm-hmm.
back then, how did they lose technology? Technology has only gotten better. So maybe that's not the reason why. Maybe that's the rumor that I've heard, but I'd actually like to find out if that's true. So if anybody has insight on that,
But I
tell
think
me.
I think it's the same way you would say that like a skill was lost, like guys that used to make samurai swords a certain way and harden the steel and all that. Like that was a process that over time got lost. We still know how to make swords, but like since they stopped using it like that, they lost that. Just like we started using different types of rockets and not using, we didn't have a reason to go to the moon anymore.
Right.
That generation stopped, and now that they're having to flight prove the stuff they're doing now with SpaceX.
Okay.
It's not like they started from zero. They learned a lot. They also figured out a lot of stuff, like you can't put astronauts in a capsule that can't.
But then why are they like successfully landing stuff on Mars, which is significantly further away from the moon, and having stuff remote control around for years before the batteries die on it, and that's not a problem.
Why?
But going to the moon, which is significantly
Well, that's putting
closer.
people.
They were testing landing a drone on this thing. If you've landed a remote control object,
Well, but
technology is going to be the same.
But there's a lot of line of sight. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think Elon's on it.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, I don't think this is a reason that we did not go to the moon.
That's one.
That seems like
So
slightly,
just remember this, because
Got it.
there will
Locked
be
it in.
more stuff coming. Probably.
I'm sure there will be.
Maybe not today, but remember
Promise
that.
you,
note.
this video is going to be the craziest video you're going to see
I've
today.
ever seen
This
today.
woman
Okay.
is Felicity Marmaduke. She worked in a morgue and she was in charge of washing the bodies before they buried them.
Do you believe in like ghost thingies? Supernatural?
I think there's definitely some unexplained things, but I have never seen a ghost. I've never seen a ghost float by and been like, that's a ghost.
Right.
And I don't believe stuff that would be on YouTube caught with night vision cameras and things like that.
Okay.
But I do believe that, things die and spirits go somewhere and do something. I don't know if they hide in your bushes and try to scare you in a haunted house.
Okay.
But
I don't know what
she's
this
washing
is.
dead bodies.
I
Let's
haven't
start.
even watched this one yet.
Okay,
so-
let's see what happens.
And one day when she was doing her job, a new body came in. She took the dead body to the shower to wash it, but then she noticed something. Somehow, some way, the dead body became aroused, like she could see the boner forming. And she did something with the dead body. And ended up pregnant! Oh my fucking god, man! Why? Why would you ever do something like that?
this needs to be
Thankfully,
fact
she
checked.
was arrested right away, but the story doesn't end here. Because she gave birth to the baby, but she didn't really have a lot of money. So she sued the family of this dead man, saying that they needed to pay her child support. As of today, this case is not concluded, but I swear to God, if she wins this case, I'm moving to Jupiter.
Wait. So she.
Now, I'm sure this guy is a legal expert.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
and is
This
very
should be,
familiar
this should
with
be
the case.
fact checked.
Yeah.
And see if there is actually somebody that has done this. So she basically raped a dead body that must have been pretty freshly dead.
There was still some blood vessels firing.
But how did she get it? How did she get it to?
I mean, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm pretty sure.
How did she get it to climax? Like, because
These
then there
are-
has to be an alive reflex function to.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like she might have had to work for that one. I don't know. I'll ask my buddy. Check back in.
Fact check
See
this one.
what's possible.
Glitch in the Matrix compilation part 1. Leave a like for part 2.
Oh boy.
A man sees what appears to be a cloud in the sky, but this is until
you
he
think this is
realizes it's
somebody
something else entirely.
rendering?
Check this out.
I think this is 15 minutes in Photoshop and 15 minutes in After Effects, and you get some neighbors to be like, we could shoot this right now with your neighbors and have it online in 2 seconds. And it's a cloud. Yeah, like I don't.
Weird. I've never seen no shit like that.
And this whole thing that aliens would need lights. They would need nav lights.
There's no nav lights here.
That's what he said. There's lights in the sky covered by a cloud.
This one?
That's what he just said.
I don't see any lights.
I don't either, but I'm just saying that's what the guy
cloud
said.
cruising around.
Yeah, that would be no time at all to composite that. This means nothing to me.
Okay, so this means debunked.
A deer seems seems to spawn out of nowhere.
This one's
Pay
weird.
very close attention.
Yeah, so they were all just lined up. It was a weird
How were
camera
they
angle.
lined up? You saw them beforehand. It wasn't there. They had the front angle.
But they could have been moving in the same angle that the car
I know
was.
this one. This one's a well-timed bounce pass.
Right.
Boom, right there.
Yeah. We're also relying on like
One camera angle.
a camera angle.
Where the ball
Like,
goes.
where's the other angle? You know, instant replay. Where's the other?
This was a slick pass, though.
Yeah, it was right when the guy was running past and kind of covered by his
The
leg.
apex.
Check this out.
On his phone, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, could I come out like on his phone? Like
So it appears like the cat's jumping through the wall and like appears out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, and
like
then
it's
disappears again.
right. Okay.
on his
Glitch in the Matrix
Yeah.
compilation.
I don't know, man. I all this stuff where it's like people green screening over top of it. I need to see some real
So there's
source
a lot
video.
of
First of all, you all know that I kind of am obsessed about the Mandela Effect things. I think they're
Ooh, the
interesting. I
Mandela
don't
Effect.
put a
Now that is a topic that we could talk about because there are some crazy ones out there. But the one that gets me the most is Stouffer's stovetop stuffing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah? You remember?
No, it's just called Stouffer's.
No, it's not. It's just called Kraft.
Huh?
It's just called Kraft stuffing or some shit. Oh, no, Stouffer's. No, Stouffer's was the brand.
Right.
It wasn't never the brand of stovetop stuffing. It's just called, it's Kraft stovetop stuffing.
So for those that don't know the Mandela Effect, can you please explain?
It's when you think
These shenanigans.
It's like when they're saying that there's multiple parallel universes and something happened and everything is starting to mix and you're remembering things that you are certain about but they're not in fact true. Like Sinbad being in a genie movie never happened. That's like the famous Mandela Effect, right?
Well, it's because his name is Sinbad.
Yeah, but
You would think
but
he
I
would
think
be in
that
a genie
people
movie,
actually
but-
remember him in the genie outfit.
Huh.
Like as a visual, and what's the
So
other?
he never dressed up as a genie?
You can't find
Is
it.
your dog dying?
He might be sure taking a break again.
All
These
right, so-
dogs are stressing me out. Sorry about that. This is also in my house, so
Yeah, this is the Sucker Punch Pub.
you'll have to bear with the dogs.
We're working some things out. All right, so explain the Mandela Effect for those that don't know.
The Mandela Effect is when you feel like you have remember something that's ingrained in your memory and it never happened. And the theory behind that is that I think they're saying that when everybody thought Nelson Mandela died in prison or something, and he didn't.
Right.
You know, and
That's where the name came from.
that's where the name came
Got
from.
it.
So when you remember certain things, the theory is that there's parallel universes and stuff is starting to mix together, and you're remembering things that never happened. Something like that, like Sinbad. Like I said earlier, Sinbad being in a genie movie, the actor Sinbad,
So,
or the Monopoly guy having a monocle.
but a lot of this stuff seems like it's like from advertising or like a thing that you thought.
I know. I have to know that I remember Stouffer's stovetop stuffing.
Okay, so let me just see a visual here.
Stouffer's is the little black oval logo. It's kind of like a black oval logo. It was never Kraft stovetop stuffing.
Stouffer's stovetop stuffing.
It's probably going to come up as a Mandela Effect.
So there was just stovetop stuffing mix. There was no Stouffer's.
But
But so Stouffer's stovetop.
Right, that's they're saying is that probably clicking. It's probably like they're saying the Mandela.
Yeah, Mandela Effect.
Yeah, see, but
Parody.
it's not. It's never been.
Kraft stovetop stuffing mix.
That's what it is, and I swear I don't remember it.
Okay. I don't remember that much about Stouffer's stovetop
Well, let's
stuffing,
see what-
but they're trying to say what? That things are glitching and that history is changing?
You know who would know a lot about this would be Jens Pulver. He's into all this stuff. Like he sends me pretty crazy stuff. Like
Can you get
I sound
Jens?
like Jens.
Can we ask Jens?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there we
got
go.
you.
All right, look at this. Look at this little fucking ordeal. Shout out. This is how we're doing this. I like it. I like it. All right.
All right, so we'll pick it up with an introduction because we were just talking about you and this Mandela Effect. Brian said, well, you know who knows a lot about this stuff is Jens. And I said, well, let's try to get him.
No, I said, I was explaining.
Into it. I'm horribly into it.
Yes, but Brandon is, this whole premise of this little show here is that I'm the one that sends the crazy shit. And Brandon is
I'm the skeptic.
Did you just hear?
Yeah, he just ripped ass.
And he's the skeptic. He's the one that tells me that I'm crazy. But you send me shit that I'm like, come on, Jens. Like, I feel like I'm the Brandon between you and I.
100%. The flat world, the flat earth and all that stuff. Oh, I love it.
Yep.
I love it. How?
Yeah. Oh, nice shirt. That was
There's
perfect
gotta be.
timing, Jens.
What?
Your shirt.
The flat earth?
No, the shirt you're wearing.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So, anyways, we started talking about. We were just going through the TikToks because he makes fun of all the TikToks that I send him in the DMs,
Yeah.
like the ones you send me. And
It's the only reason why I have TikTok.
I know.
Is because
to share stuff. And anyways, the Mandela Effect one came up, and I was trying to explain to him what that was, or to people that don't know what it is. But basically, it's because they say there's multiple parallel universe type things. Is that right, Jens? And what did you say? Some flux capacitor blew up and
the CERN. The CERN was supposed to. Evidently, there's a couple of times where we were supposed to have been launched into a parallel universe. Remember how people are always saying our world ended in 2012, like they said it was, and we were shifted into another one. The first time they started it,
I feel like
and then
you now.
they cranked it back up again. Now, but here's why. You don't start having these things happen. Okay, I'll tell you a story, and this is no bullshit. And this happened on the UFC stream. I tell this story. Okay. How long have I said I didn't become Little Evil until after the John Lewis fight? Because I was sitting there being all crabby, holding my cup and everything. And Pat
Miletich
said,
came in and said, "Ooh, you little evil something."
Okay, right?
Yeah, I know that story.
This time, so here recently, we were watching that fight again on Fight Pass, and Bruce introduced me as Little Evil before the fight started. How did that happen? And I was like, what? And I'm like, did y'all dub this in? I go, you dubbed this in. It had to be dubbed in because remember, the whole thing was Little Evil, Little Eagle. And I'm like, how was that? But I just told the story again for the stream, and then he introduces me as Little Evil. When did he introduce me as Little Evil?
Are you
John
sure
Lewis?
that didn't happen after?
Little Eagle soaring backstage with our James Wormy. They thought it was Little Eagle, Little Evil. I don't know. Did he always introduce me as Little Evil beforehand? Because I wasn't Little Evil yet.
I don't know. I mean, I've always known you as Little Evil, but what did that Pat Miletich story happen after?
What do you mean? It was that knockout, and I always told the story. Boom! 11.5 seconds later, I became Little Evil because he said you win your next fight by knockout, and it was John Lewis.
Okay, but I
boom.
thought he called you that because you were like a little shit in the gym.
Well, what happened was, yes, because I was injured and I was being a punk and I'm sitting with a cup of coffee and I'm just early in the morning. Fuck this. I don't want to do this. This sucks. And Miletich literally looks up from grapple and goes, ooh, aren't you a Little Evil bastard this morning? I'm like, yeah. Whoa, what? I go, I like that. I want that name. What? I go, Little Evil bastard.
Okay.
I go, I want that name. He goes, all right, I'll tell you what. You win your next fight by a knockout, and we'll call you Little Evil. And that's how Goldie got the infamous Little Eagle, our Little Eagle soaring backstage.
Did Pat maybe tell that story to them in pre-fight interviews so that they had a heads up on it?
I don't remember. Hey, I don't remember because Goldie was calling me Little Eagle, and then it was Little Evil at the end. Little Eagle, Little Evil.
Oh, speaking of, you know what we're drinking.
Yeah, we are drinking.
I'm looking right at it. I was like, how proper to have that right there. I like.
Well, we almost killed the bottle here tonight.
Oh, damn! Y'all didn't even tell me. That's messed up. I don't drink, but I would. So, and that was it though. But I was like, and it threw me. I was like, wait. There's no way he never introduced. I was not Little Evil until after that fight, but he introduced me this last time as Little Evil. I went Mandela. Mandela.
Jens has his own Mandela.
Yeah. So all right. So for those that don't know,
I just remembered one.
That don't, and that's what's the snapshot of the Mandela Effect?
The what?
What's a snapshot? So those that might not understand what the Mandela Effect is.
I gave the understanding of what it is. Jens is about to break it down to like super nerddom.
No, we run in lines, right? And we all have that. It's kind of like all I can base off is like Fringe. How each time, and sometimes something will cause it to your path, right? Our reality is in a line, let's say, right? And then there's other realities running at the same time, right? Like there's a bunch of us, and something happened with CERN, and it boom, and it shot us into this one. And then now all of a sudden, that's why little things like there's books and things that people remember, and they're not there anymore, or the wording, the way things were said, and things like that. So it's supposed to be little things, but that's what everybody keeps saying. Mandela Effect. Like we can go back and start looking. There's like certain books. Something like, wait a minute, I remember it absolutely that way.
Like
and
the Berenstain Bears and the Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, Bernstein and stuff like that.
Here's you want to know the craziest one? Actually, I thought Stouffer's stovetop stuffing was the craziest one, but it's not. You've heard the Stouffer's one, though, right?
Stovetops. Yeah, stovetop stuffing. Yeah,
it's not. It was never. It was never a thing. It's Kraft.
What was it?
It's Kraft stovetop stuffing. It's not.
No, Stouffer's.
No, it's not Stouffer's. Stouffer's stovetop stuffing was never a thing.
Yeah, right.
I swear.
Okay, how about this one?
wait.
Ed McMahon.
That's what I was about to tell you.
Did he ever go visit the houses? Yes, he did.
Hey,
he used to show up on their porch, knock the door. Never happened.
Lex McMahon is his son.
I got goosebumps.
I called Lex. I called Lex. Lex McMahon, who runs and owns Titan FC.
I know. We know that. I was going to say, we know the son of.
Good friend, great friend of mine. Love the guy. I called him. I was like, your dad was not with Publishers Clearinghouse? He's like, come on. He's like, of course he was. How do you think he put all of us through, took care of this or that? You know, and he's like, yes, of course he was. I was like, no, he wasn't. And he's like, what? And Lex had to go back and check and find out. And I got a follow-up call him on it because I don't know what he found out. But he was confused. And that's his dad.
Yep. I forgot that we had the inside scoop on that one. And that is the one they're literally trying to say. But they're saying that he didn't. You don't remember the commercial?
Don't you remember the envelope?
Their house and knock on their door.
Envelope with
envelope
that drawing of him on it.
I know exactly. Yes, I remember post Joy. Well, she may not have been here yet, but I'm telling you, the Public Clearinghouse. But then he would show up at your door. But he never worked. That's an impossibility. But what they say is that our reality ended in 2012 or something like that, and then
when the Mayan calendar ended.
The Mayan calendar deal, but it ended. Something happened in ours, and we went into this one or something.
So what's your thought on simulation theory? That this is all a simulation, and a lot of these glitches are it's the Matrix, and
again, now you get into the idea of the Matrix, right? And that's another thing you hear about. But the thing is, I like it. I like it. But yes, you hear about this Matrix series. We're like, again, they said the world ended in 2012, whenever that Mayan calendar thing was, and this has all been a simulation.
And we're all dead.
And then the more you start, and then not only that, but we're not here. So but nobody knows what happens when you pass. And then you start hearing about that. Who's talking about this? Man, I got to get into this one, but it's something. Man, I can't even. I know.
See, this is why he's killing it on his podcast. You see how he talks?
The passion.
That's why he's killing it. And Jens has been blowing up on the UFC Twitch. He's got his show running on there. How many people you say you got on you as an average now live? 800 people
at
live?
UFC?
Yeah.
700-800. Yeah, I love it.
At all times, many people are live. And then by the end of the showing, people drop in and drop off. It's like multiplied how many people have watched it. Yeah, and they still don't have him in the fucking Hall of Fame. When are they going to put you in the Hall of Fame? It's bullshit. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit.
If I have to ask, then I don't deserve it.
It's like bullshit. No, I'm going to keep pressing it until it's going to happen.
You're going to be standing right there with me if it happens. But I mean, you'll be standing there with me. I've already got my whole speech and everything ready. If it does.
I can't believe it hasn't happened. Anyways.
No, but somebody was I got to get that whole thing about mentally. No, hold on. I'll go way into it here in a minute, but I think I sent it to you. I'm not sure. So is the world flat or round, or are we moving around, or that's a fun one. I have fun with this. I'm not getting into a fight with it. What I'm saying is I'm having fun with it. I'm not. All I know is this. We can all say this. Hold on.
So you see why I feel like you now? You see?
See, exactly.
We can say this.
Oh, all right. So we were talking about the Matrix. That's where we.
The Matrix.
That's where we. So simulation theory going into the Matrix.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just listening to you two talking. I just kind of dived in, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, basically, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of all of it. I don't believe in this norm. I don't think things are. I just don't think people tell us everything. You know, I don't think. I think everything.
Oh, you were talking about flat Earth.
Yeah, flat Earth.
We were talking about, well, no, flat Earth, but I'm not. I said I like it. I like to BS about it because again, I mean, you don't know just the way, and then that led into the whole Mandela thing. But the one thing that we are taught,
the argument, the people that put up the argument, they're creative. They're creative. I just don't buy the whole. I just don't buy the whole. We should be able to see the curvature of the Earth with our eyes because it's so fucking big. We're so microscopically small. Yeah, we're so microscopic on it that it's gonna look flat for a long fucking time.
Yeah, you would need to
but then some people
have to be in space.
Way deep.
See now, listen. This guy sent this one to you today, Butler, about the Earth is going to literally roll.
You gotta send me like
1
minute,
because
2
this
minutes.
one is no.
This one
30-minute
TikTok.
One, look at it's not about climate control. Do you believe in climate control?
What do you mean?
How they're trying to sell the narrative, climate control. Our work is overheating because there's too many of us, overpopulation, trash, all that stuff. You know, that's a scam. You don't think it's a scam? It's a scam.
I don't.
All you got to do is take core samples, and this Earth was hotter a while back than it was now. It's where we are, the rotation and stuff like that. See, these are the things I'm having fun learning now. That's the one I just sent you.
Okay, but you're just
but
talking science there.
But they're using it. The government will use it, and we'll look at the things they're going to do. They're going to lock it down, take your cars. Everything's got to be electric, get rid of gas, all the stuff that we're trying to do. And then pretty soon you're not going to be able to do anything but walk to within 5 miles. If you got to go past that, guess what? You can't drive. Climate control. Climate control. You're heating up the Earth. We're going to die. Watch. I'm telling you. It's coming. They're going to lock you down because climate control.
I don't doubt that they're trying to
you
play
think
this
I'm
up
playing?
just like
they're
they
100% going to do it.
Man, I'm just like
so now it goes back to
a lot of things.
So, but my point is, you go back to the round Earth, you go back to flat Earth, and stuff like that. What are we supposed to believe? If you think that we weren't lied to from day one, medicinally,
I have a hard time thinking that when you look through a telescope,
say it's fun.
I know, but when you look through a telescope, every other planet
you're looking at sparkles. Nope, those are sparkles.
The moon's round. The moon's round.
The sparkles.
No, you can see Mars in a telescope, can't you?
Yeah, but he's saying that there's like a projection or something so far out from the Earth, right? That you're only seeing made believe, like Truman Show.
Yeah.
So you can look out there, but
I
that's
think,
not
right.
So then, and we're the only plate. We're the only plate that's floating around in space. Everything else is round. There.
Hey, it could be back in the day. You know how they say like that Hollywood always they always let you know what they're doing without ever letting you know what they're doing. Now I go back to Men in Black when we were just a marble in the big aliens kids marble bag.
Yeah, I like that.
But I'm just saying. So what if we are? We're
the
just
vastness of the universe.
We're someone's snow globe. We're someone's snow globe, and we were created. We were a petri dish.
I get the analogy.
And we're literally someone's snow globe. But I mean, could you imagine? I don't. But I'm just saying, it'd be wild. It'd be wild. But I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily, and I don't want people to think I don't religiously dive into it like you got to believe this and that. See, I don't understand that whole being a fanatic about it. With some people, they'll call you just a straight dumb shit. You effing idiot. How could you think that? But that's also all these conspiracy theorists for the last 2.5 years, the shit they've had to go through. And now what?
Yeah,
now what are you going to do? And COVID was a 100% proof. And now that what's happening now, everybody's getting sick. You know who's getting sick? Yep, I do. The ones who took the shot. And guess what? That's going to be the next pandemic.
Careful.
I know, the next pandemic. Careful. I'm just saying. But that's the word. Again, that's what people say. So it's scary because you don't know what to believe because that's kind of the whole idea, the misinformation. But when it comes to aliens and stuff like that, they're just certain. It's like, I guess you just kind of have to pick what's fun to listen to and what's fun not to. But when it really boils down to it, I just whatever in my front yard, and I'm just going to stay there.
Well, that's what you've heard. Bryce Mitchell, right?
What happened?
Bryce Mitchell, the UFC fighter. The
oh yeah, no, I know he's flat Earth to the end of it.
Like
Oh, he wants
he's
to throw
hardcore.
down with Joe
Actually,
Rogan.
I actually
Oh.
like him. He's a funny character. He seems like a good guy, but he is hardcore into that flat earth. He was
100%
challenging Joe
hardcore.
Rogan into
Yeah.
debating it or something. I would like to see that debate because
I
the
would
flat
love to hear
earthers
it.
love to put up these pretty creative arguments. That's what I'll say. I can't say.
Well, you
I'm
like
a flat
to
earther.
you like to argue. Like you like to see a good argument.
I like to see a good argument.
So I could see
See,
you like to.
I don't. I'll watch it, I guess, but I don't like to see that. I don't like to see. I just wish everybody could just kind of talk. I don't like to see people getting heated and mad. About
debate,
anything because values and I'm saying values and virtues and just people have different beliefs. I get it, but at the same token, it is fun to debate. I like to have. I mean, I don't like it when people just go, "You're an idiot" because you don't think the way that I think. I don't like that. You know what I mean? And so sometimes I will deliberately. I'll just stir the pot anyways because I'm like, well, F it. I'm going to say this because obviously everybody else is doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll be, I don't mind being the quote unquote idiot or the dumbass or whatever they're going to call me. I'll be like, hey, I'll go ahead just because somebody's got it. We all can't just walk. That's the beauty of it, right? To be able to just everybody has ideas and thoughts and opinions and beliefs, and we all just kind of marinate and have fun. And if everybody just thought the same thing, we all just went forward like a bunch of drones. And how happy would that be? You know what I mean?
Not bad.
So James,
I like to have fun.
What do you got
Plus,
going
I'm
on?
a badass, so I'm not worried about if you come at me. I'll mess you up physically. But otherwise, no.
The way he looks now, who does he remind you of? The mullet, fucking braces, just mean as shit looking.
I don't
Toy
know.
Story. What's it, Sid?
Oh, I don't know
Sid
that
from
movie.
Toy Story, the kid that blew everything up.
That's how I get everybody. I go everybody like that. Yeah.
So,
All right, Jems,
what do you got going on, Jems? Before we cut off here, what's anything coming up?
Well, I've got, let's see, Friday we're watching Fights of Fighters Fighting and Saturday's Fights. So at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be breaking down the fights of the main card of Fighters Fighting, or the card, I say, for the UFC. On and Saturday, fight time, I commentate. So I'll be doing a watch along. I commentate all the fights or just kind of sit there and talk with chat the whole time. And then if it's Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll come back. We'll have an interview and highlights and recap. And then based on that, we'll have kind of the theme of the day. We'll watch fights from there. Tuesday, we're back. We've got episode 7 of season 6 of The Ultimate Fighter at 6 p.m. Eastern. And because it's a pay-per-view that coming weekend, Wednesday, we're watching Undercard Fights of Fighters Fighting and Saturday's pay-per-view fights. Friday, we're watching main card Fights of Fighters Fighting and Saturday's pay-per-view fights. And Saturday, we'll be watching the pay-per-view fight with,
This
I don't know who my
motherfucker
guests
is
are
a
yet.
Natural. He is just.
I don't know
natural.
I don't know who my guests are yet for that Saturday. So when it's just fight nights, it's just me and chat, and then when it's a pay-per-view, we'll have guests.
And
So
where
that's what I'll
can
be
people find you?
Twitch TV/UFC. I do run the official UFC Twitch stream. And then from there, this Sunday, I'm going to go back in and recap all of this, the January Basho sumo. I'm a big fan of sumo, so I've got to go back and recap the sumo. But because I can't watch it every day because the UFC stream is a lot bigger, I'll be on my stream, Twitch TV/Jens Pulver on Sunday at 6 p.m. after wrestling practice. Because then I got to dive in. I got wrestling practice. My son decided to be a wrestler, and now we're getting him all ready to go. He's a year and a half in, and he's already beating the top guys, and we're looking at putting him on the varsity spot his freshman year, which could be crazy.
Well, thank you
I
for
got all that
joining.
in there.
Yeah, you did. Nice job. Well done.
You got to go to your son's wrestling, man. Get that. Hey, hang on. I want to get this picture here. Get the Jens. You know what? It's fitting. My first client ever.
His
And
first
you're our
podcast ever.
Yeah.
First guest on Brandon's. Brandon was the one that started Sucker Punch
Yeah.
with me, right?
Yeah, way back in the
Yes,
day.
I know all this. I know
Came to the
Brandon
red
from the
carpet
very.
with you.
Yeah.
I remember 100% Brandon.
Yeah.
I know Brandon. Yes, that's why I was like, why am I not in on this? Y'all left me out. If you need a third wheel, you just let
All
me
right.
know. I'm in.
All right.
I'm in. That was my rehearsal right there. Or my
Your audition?
my audition.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Well,
All
thank
right, guys.
you,
We'll
Jens.
see you later on. Be good.
All right,
man.
see you guys.
you. Bye.
All right. Well, I think that went pretty well.
I told you he can talk, man.
He can talk.
Jens can talk.
Well, that's an episode of Cocktails and Bullshit. We're almost done, so that means we're about finished up. We will be coming at you with more stuff. We're going to expand, audition different things, and hopefully we get better at this. And if you have any ideas, suggestions, people we want to talk to, I like the idea of talking to people. We just have to find cool people to talk to.
Jens, you didn't have to say anything.
I know, you just sit back, watch them work. All right. Well, thank you guys, and cheers.